another blunt, man. These is good times. You full of shit, full of shit, full of shit, and you need to quit. Baby,
Oh, good evening.
full of shit,
This is about all we can
full of shit.
play of this song before we get dinged for the copyright. So anyway, uh, how's everybody doing? Let's get into it. Oh, sorry. Let's kick it off. So let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's go right into
What's up,
it.
guys? Suffering, got bronchitis or something, but didn't get it out of my head. I made one huge mistake. I made a big
Bought
mistake.
AMC.
I was fighting and pushing because I believe in what's going on. I believe in AMC and I believe in the direction we're going and I believe in fighting back against Wall Street, but I put that pressure on YouTubers and I'm sorry I did that. It's not what they want. I was scrolling through looking at all the different tubers and I'm like, holy crud. You know, they're like actual tubers, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like a business for them. Mike, realize that.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care.
It sure is.
They want this to last. I mean, the longer this takes, the longer they can.
This guy's gonna crack
have
soon.
their discords. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Only 15 spots left for this discord. I'm like, man, I should be.
Wow. Chris. Hello, sir. Congratulations on first. Model 3 dude. Getting the pig roast started. All right. I don't know. What do you think? The Marine, is he going to end up being an ally of ours? He sounds like he is waking up, maybe. I mean, just reporting the facts. I mean, he still could be. He's probably going to say in this video that he's still going to hold his AMC to 0. So we'll see. But it sounds like he's figuring out the grift here.
I guess I should be doing that, right? To be a real tuber. Catchy headlines, special background pictures. Oh, my cow's coming over to visit. So I really didn't. I knew I had an issue with them wanting to help to lead the community, but like I've had it all wrong. I'm sitting here making videos on YouTube, trying to help, trying to direct, try to do call of action, try to make a difference, try to fight for things. I'm like in the wrong world, man, the wrong space. Like if that's look at these guys. If that's gonna be my world. If I'm gonna be in this YouTube world, then I'd probably need to act like this YouTube world. I can't expect to call.
Not necessarily.
So all of you that I called on, I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
Should have done that. It's a waste. It's a waste of time. It's not what you want. It's not what you're gonna do. It's not what you're here for. And hopefully you can keep your channels going outside of this whole AMC thing, because there's a lot of other channels. I see how people are flip-flopping to other stocks. Those are the ones that get views. You guys are getting views because you make your channel, design your channel to get views.
Can we get a link to the costume?
I don't design my channel. I don't do it right to get views.
Got a link?
Even my cool little animals don't help me get views. But regardless, so yeah, I totally screwed that one up. Just want to go on record and say I made a huge mistake on that one. That was my bad. Yeah, so calling on you guys, that was just wrong. There was no point in doing that. You guys are totally separate, and that's the thing. I wasn't catching on in my own head, thinking that everybody was for the movement and wanting to see things change or happen. And I get it. I see it now, how much money there's to be made. I see all the options to create your channels, and it's become a livelihood for you. So, but for me, I'm about the movement. I'm about what's happening. I'm about changing the market, and that ain't gonna change. And I'm about to get down on some cheese.
Well, okay, maybe I spoke too soon.
Sorry, YouTubers.
I spoke too
you guys
soon
are in
about
a
him.
different planet world than I thought.
Damn.
You guys aren't in the same world I'm in. And that was my mistake.
Okay, well, all right. Twitter DM. Okay. Do that momentarily here. While we get this one going. So breaking Citadel parking shares of AMC and GME in UK. In UK. How do you park shares in the UK? Well, I'm sure he'll tell us.
Alright guys, so I just got tagged in a tweet, and this tweet goes, "Help me comprehend please anyone, all GameStop, backwards, EMG, this is the biggest stock market crime in history." Now, right now, it's not
Right.
down to the grain, but this is very, very sketchy. Take a look. So, EMG construction, of course, backwards, GME. Now, if you go over to the next picture, you will see EMG partners, again, backwards, GME, LTD. It all seems as if it's
What?
sort of
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God.
anyone, all GameStop, backwards, EMG. This tweet goes, "Help me comprehend please anyone, all GameStop, backwards, EMG, this is the biggest stock market crime in history." Now, right now, it's not down to the grain, but this is very, very sketchy. Take a look. So, EMG construction, of course, backwards, GME. Now, if you go over to the next picture, you will see EMG partner.
EMG. GME backwards. Okay. All right.
Partners, again backwards, GME, LTD. It all seems as if it's sort of supposed to be a coincidence. However, if you come down here and take a look at the registered office address change, you will see that it's Cardiff CF148LH. Now, if you come over to the next tweet, she goes and explain this. AMC Traders Ltd. struck off registry as well as an address change to the same place JC Citadel Properties Ltd. changed to. You can see it right here. JC Citadel
JC
Properties
Citadel. It
Ltd.
doesn't say.
Come down to the registered
AMC
office
Traders?
address changed Cardiff CF148LH. In the second screenshot, AMC Traders Ltd. Cardiff CF148LH. Now, she closes this out to say ECO and EDF are the two of the larger energy companies in the UK. Here you see it, it's connected. Once again, spelling them backwards, offloading all their trash in other countries to start a war. This is huge. You can see right here, FDE Service Ltd. and
To start a
Citadel
war?
Secretarial Services Limited. Now, let's do a little bit of digging. So if you come over here, you will see the question on Google, who took over EDF Energy? EDF Energy is owned by Électricité de France itself, 85% owned by the French government. Now, if you come over here, you can see that are bearer shares legal in France? And we'll touch on that in 1 second. But it says here, the issuance of bearer shares is prohibited in France. Nominee shareholders
I'm
are
just
not
letting him
allowed
talk.
in France. Well, now
I'm
you
just gonna
guys
let
might
him
be
go.
wondering, what are you digging into? What are nominee shareholders?
And we'll look into
so
this shit.
The registered owner of shares held for the benefit of another person, aka the beneficial owner. The beneficial owner may choose to appoint a nominee because it does not wish to have these shares registered in its own name, or it may be required to appoint a nominee. Now, do you guys see where this is all coming together in a conflict of interest? And again, share the video as soon as this is done. This would make sense as to where these shares are parked. If they're parked in the UK, why they would have to switch the names and appoint a name in order to hide shares that are not in their name, right? So the easiest thing for them to do is to spell them backwards, and you're seeing it break down time and time again. Now, this isn't the last thing, right? This isn't the last thing to close out the video. Trust me, I got something else for you. All right, well, let's take a look at the filings again. Okay, July 19th of 2022 for GameStop and February 2nd of 2021. Now, let's pop over to the chart. Now, these two big blue arrows that I have mapped out for you guys are exactly where these filings occurred, right? This white line that I have drawn out for you guys right here. Okay, so let's take this out so we can see it better, and this line right here. Notice the pattern that happens as soon as these shares are parked, right? Notice the pattern that happens as soon as these shares get parked. Okay, this isn't the last thing to pay attention to. Okay, when we were tracking cycles, we kept looking at what these were, right? Why did this reset a cycle every time? Why did these big U's reset a cycle every time? Let's jump over to AMC. You guys aren't going to believe this. So as if there's no correlation, right? Let's take a look at the AMC date. So June 22nd of 2022 and September 7th of 2021. Let's pop over to the chart. Take a look at these two dates. Does anything here look familiar to you guys? And I'm going to sit back and wait for you guys to hit the like button not only, but tell me if there's something familiar to you. Take a look. Right? Right? As soon as these shares are parked, whatever they're doing behind the scenes, you see the same downfall. The little direction change isn't fooling anybody, right? The little beginning of cycles, and this is exactly why we talk about cycles playing out inverse at certain points. Guys, honestly, I wasn't expecting to make an AMC video today or have any DD for you guys. This just popped up on my Twitter. So if you find anything nuts on Twitter, make sure to tag me in it, because I would love to put the puzzle pieces together and find out what the fuck Citadel and these hedge funds are doing. This then leads you to the question, right? How many more of these filings are out there that are in other names and these shares are being parked? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Make sure to share the video and hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel and turn post notifications on.
Okay.
We gotta get this out to everybody ASAP. I love you all. Lottery stocks out.
Oh, fuck you with your stupid fucking songs. Okay. Okay, now let me do this here real quick. All right. So I'm gonna bring another window in. I've been doing some research. And we'll take a look at this stuff. So let's go back here. We have all the EMG. Okay, JC Citadel Properties. All right. JC Citadel's group. Property sales, property management, developments. JC Citadel Properties. Right. Clearly a vehicle for parking shares. And this is an active business, right? So then we have, I got too many windows open here now. Oh, well, we have Cat Striker here. What in the fuck? Park these nuts. Zatoon Z Trap. Wow. Nice. Okay. So we have that. Well, now what was that? I mean, that's Cat Strikers, but wonder how much GoFundMe money she spent on that costume. Good question. What is that? What was that like? I don't even. Please tell me that it was like great stuff, expanding foam. That will never come off her face. I'm sure it wasn't, but you can dream. Ugh, God. Okay. Okay, so AMC Traders Limited, right? Then I found Mr. Abraham Mandeep Chauhan, whatever. Okay, so then I looked him up and I found this AMC Traders Limited, Cardiff. This is it. Proposal to strike off, yada, yada, yada. This company is listed in the following categories: retail trade of motor vehicle parts and accessories. But I mean, obviously, it's a, you know, it's a cover. So, yeah, motor vehicle parts and accessories. We got that. Let's see what people are saying about this. They're trying to get rid of these companies like they did with Toys R Us. What does Model 3 dude think about that? Not only that, but the fact that these cycles aren't normal, neither are these stocks. It is a fairly new video. We'll just refresh it here
All right, guys. So I just got
for new comments, maybe. I mean, this stuff is just getting ridiculous. Nothing to see here. When a hedge fund is the market maker, well, it's not, and controls the stock market with free reign, with SEC turning a blind eye to corruption, you really think anything will be done? Done about what? Done about what? Still no downvotes. I don't want to provide the engagement. EMG construction. Let's just see about that. EMG Construction Limited. This, oh, they have a Weebly homepage. Nice. Live your dream. Copyright 2012. 2012. Where are they? Is this the right one? Click here to your dream. Weird. Oh, that's not in the States, obviously. Okay. So we got a construction company. We got all kinds of stuff here. Oh, here it is. Staff. Rwanda. All right. Hey, Lord, how's it going? Watching it delayed, got defeated by technology. Oh, no. Oh, no. Too many AMC videos. All right. So that's pretty much terrible. Right. So now, this one's a bit longer, but we'll see what it is here. We got Red Pill Bill. I mean, how do these videos have no dislikes? I mean, it truly is. Okay, four dislikes. By the way, return YouTube dislike extension for
Red
your
Pill.
Chrome.
You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep.
This is a great day. And it gets even better. Piglosi's husband suffered blunt force injuries in violent home invasion.
Listen to this
Attacker
guy.
looking
He's
for
glorifying violence.
Huge breaking news. The assailant who attacked Paul Piglosi in his San Francisco home reportedly shouted, "Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?" before attacking him with a hammer, per CNN's blah, 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 blah. First of all, this could
Wow.
be a fake setup type of situation, and then she's going to use it to do something that's going to further her agenda and line her pockets. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what happened.
It is embarrassing.
Second of all, now you know what it feels like to be an average citizen and have your safety in question at all moments, in every moment, when you live in big cities. Ain't that right, Nancy? Even though you live in the millionaire area, right, that you think is insulated, but San Francisco has gone to shit and is now one of the assholes of the world, or vying for that title. And you are a victim of your own policies and your friends' policies, like George Soros. So how do you like them apples? So I never call for violence. I never advocate violence.
Sure
and I
doesn't
never
sound like it.
Violence. However, in this case, I celebrate violence. As a matter of
Wow.
fact, I'm buying a cake tonight, and you don't
Celebrate
like it? I don't give a shit.
violence.
Fuck out of here. And this is Rand Paul. No one deserves to be assaulted, unlike Nancy Peglosi's daughter who celebrated my assault. I condemn this attack and wish Mr. Pelosi a speedy recovery. See, this is a decent man. This is a nice man. This is a Christian man, apparently. Even though her pig daughter celebrated when he got assaulted by a mob in Washington, D.C., he's a classy guy who's not doing the same. See, Twitter has removed Nancy Pelosi's daughter's tweet where she endorsed the assault of
Well, if it happened now, the tweet wouldn't get removed because we got free speech.
Rand Paul. This little Pelosi, right? This is a classy guy. I, however, I'm not that classy. I'm buying a cake. I don't drink, but I'm going to turn on some loud music tonight. It's Friday night. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a jolly old time because it's party time. I'm going to party like it's 1999. So that was a clip from yesterday's video that I produced. And when I try to upload it, YouTube made the upload take 12 hours. And I'm not exaggerating. It took 12 hours to upload this video when normally it takes
That's funny.
anywhere from half an hour to 3 hours, depending on the length of the video. But for some reason, this video took 12 hours to upload. And once it uploaded, there was a flag on it, so I couldn't release it yesterday when it was breaking. So par for the course, you all know that this type of stuff happens to myself and people such as myself on Twitter, on YouTube, and other platforms. This is exactly why it's good news that Elon Musk bought Twitter and fired all of those woke assholes and assheads and turd motherfuckers, the first thing that he did when he walked into the headquarters. So I will eventually release this video. I may have to release it on Rumble. I already released videos on Rumble, but I like to release it on YouTube first because the bottom line, there's a lot more people on YouTube, and that's just the
The bottom line, meaning, yeah, your revenue, probably.
evil of the situation. But you saw what my instincts told me, even after the initial reports, that this could be some sort of a setup situation. And it turns out that's exactly what it is, in my opinion. So we're going to touch on that in this video, but not before we talk about the important pressing news, which is that GME is about to implode their system, their entire system, as Thomas Peterfy famously said last year during the MOASS before they snuffed it out by taking the buy button away. And this is according to S3 Partners, who is a data analytics financial firm who successfully predicted last year's GameStop squeeze. So they say if this stock goes past $30, you may see something parabolic. We may have come to the moment of reckoning, the day of reckoning, where they can no longer kick the can down the road. We see crypto is pumping up and a lot of things happening. So very quickly, let's do the housekeeping. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Like the video for the algorithm. Share it, turn on your notifications, and support the channel using the links in the description. So stick around to the end of the video. That's where we're going to touch on Paul Pelosi and his pig bitch wife, Nancy, and talk about what's really going on with this situation. But let's just say gay lovers and hammers have something to do with it. But first, again, this is the pressing matter, and what we really care about, our money that they've been stealing, right, for 100 years. So this is a representative from S3 Partners, and let's see what he has to say.
Let's also talk about some of the stocks that we were talking about a lot more earlier in the year. We're talking about meme stocks. Our next guest was one of the few who saw last year's short squeeze of GameStop coming.
We're not going to watch this whole video, don't worry.
And with this company's data analytics can help investors avoid surprises from market structure and hopefully find the next big short squeeze. From where we welcome in Bob Sloan, S3 Partners CEO and managing partner. Bob, thanks for being here. And just because a company has high short interest doesn't mean there's going to be a squeeze. But what are some of the conditions, if you will, that make a company or a sector or a collection of companies ripe for action like that?
That's a terrific question. The main ingredient to a short squeeze is not the flawed short interest that you will see published on Google. The main ingredient of a short squeeze is how much are short sellers losing and what's the upward momentum price action of the stock as they lose more and more.
Well, we could stop right there. It's not short interest. It is how much money are the short sellers losing? What is the upward momentum of the price of the stock? Okay. All right, Chris, thank you. Enjoy your afternoon with the grandkids. We'll catch you later.
See published on Google. The main ingredient of a short squeeze is how much are short sellers losing and what's the upward momentum price action of the stock.
Okay. All right. Upward momentum. Upward momentum. Right. Okay.
As they lose more money and you see the price action go higher, that is what causes a short squeeze. That is what S3
Pretty much what we
calculates.
said. And I'll try to keep my language moderated, Chris.
Sits in the world when it comes to
Don't want the grandkids hearing anything
short interest,
questionable,
and financing rates.
Is there enough short activity right now, or short volume or float that's in the market right now to cause anything
short volume,
the type of scale that we saw at the beginning of 2021?
If you look at GME, I think there's still $1.2 billion short in the stock. If the stock goes past $30,
he's talking about money, not shares, obviously.
you could see something parabolic.
The man, again, the people who correctly predicted last year's GME squeeze, saying again, if it goes past $30, you could see something parabolic and shorts beginning to cannibalize themselves and cover. And the interesting thing I thought,
why didn't we hear the whole clip of that, though?
Two main determinants, because of the fact that the short interest data that we see on different sites on Google, Ortex, Fintel, article. And moving on, before we can see last year that they did correctly predict the GME squeeze.
Tony D figured out short volume, better late than never. Yeah, we saw that. That's pretty funny.
I'll link this article. And moving on, before we touch on Piglosi, why are we donating
called
AMC
him out
money
on
to
it.
the Democratic Congressional Campaign and Nancy Piglosi's victory fund? I get that it's under $30K in the PAC, but AMC doesn't need this PAC in my opinion, and they should close it and save the cost of running it and put the money back into the company. I agree with that. Do not give any of these woke pieces of shit turd ass heads any money, not even $1. So it doesn't surprise me at the same time. AMC,
he's so mad, or he's trying to come across that way,
I
at
don't
least.
like that. Don't do that.
AMC has a political action committee. Awesome.
And here is a tweet that I posted. So it looks like.
All right, no. Police dispatch. I mean, how is this related at all? Come on. I mean, seriously. Like, this video is definitely getting reported. No question on that. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. So then we have who's this guy? What's his name? Louis C. Jackson. And he's reacting to that. Is the red pill channel promoting violence?
Yes, my hair is a mess, and it's in the morning, and I'm drinking coffee and eating my breakfast, but it's not as bad as some of these quote-unquote AMC YouTube content makers are promoting out there. I want to address, this is something very serious, and I, as a long-term investor, I do not represent or relate to the video. What is it? Is it by the Red Pill? And it's called Pause Prostitute, GME MOASS Inbound, according to the experts who called the last blah, blah, blah. This is by the Red Pill. Content like that is very, very dangerous, especially when at the same time you're swearing at everybody that disagrees with you. anybody that disagree with you has a few cells in their brains to know that is a very dangerous video that you can make. I mean, I'm always satirizing, I'm always uploading comicals, sharing my experience for just holding the stock. But I will never come on this platform and elicit terrorism. And yeah, it's to that point. I mean, as soon as the point when you're making a video about Nancy Pelosi's husband getting beat with a hammer while these home invaders were looking for Nancy and they just got a hold of, you know, her husband. And he's like, I don't promote violence, but this is well-deserved. If you don't promote violence, no violence of any a measure should be well-deserved. He's he tried to upload the few videos a few times. He did say he's going to upload it on Rumble.
He said he was going to get a cake tonight.
Constantly flagging it.
What?
I mean, it is an act of terrorism. You are harboring terrorism. And I would even take the bold step enough that you were probably, you know, for that whole staging of the coup thing that happened last year over on Capitol Hill. Yeah, I'm
sure.
going to call you out like that.
Sure he is.
You shouldn't be saying things like that. This is a fucking movie theater stock, for God's sakes. We're not in aerial defenses. We're not selling weapons with the investment that we're holding. We are just waiting for the next home box office release, the new premiere of the movies. We're not like fucking talking about or bringing things down to institutions. We're not gathering to fucking just start, you know, infiltrate these fucking Wall Street bettors. I mean, we're not fucking going and searching for IPN addresses when people are saying awful things about this fucking stock. All we're doing is holding it. But then we have representatives that want to claim that they're speaking on our behalf, saying that a certain acts of violence is well-deserved. It's
outrageous.
Well-deserved. That is a terroristic mindset. You are a terrorist. The red pill is a financial terrorist. You shouldn't be saying shit like that. That is fucking awful. I wouldn't be surprised if you have another channel where you're playing a different personality, which I'm kind of having a hunch that you are. I'm not going to name the other channel that you're kind of uploading, but you know what? The more you push this, the more bigger eyes are watching your ass. I can care less about commentators and viewers, but when you start saying shit where it has to do with people fucking like following you with drones, that's a problem. It's your problem, not mine. We're just holding the stock. That's all we are doing. There is nothing terroristic about a fucking investment in a goddamn movie theater, people. There isn't.
Amen.
And it's so fucking ridiculous because it's like every time these people fuck up, they want to come after the goddamn AMC movie theater. Fucking short Cinemark. Fucking short all these other movie theaters. No.
Well, now we're getting into... Now we're getting into
and they
some...
want to throw in terroristic fucking mindsets that we supposedly harbor. We ain't harboring shit. The only fucking thing we're harboring is our goddamn bananas. I don't give a fuck if you think otherwise. I don't give a fuck if you think the CEO of this company is bringing this down to zero. That is a disagreement that I totally have, and there's nothing that you can fucking say, and there's nothing that you can put out there out of my expense or out of any other else's expense to get me to fucking leave this position.
Okay.
Yes, be careful out there. I'm not giving financial advice. I really don't think this is much entertainment either, but shit. Apes just hodl.
Well, I mean, that's good. That's good that people aren't going for it. Okay. So then we have Donnie here in front of a Christmas tree. Well, what's he got?
This is not financial advice, it's not legal advice, for entertainment, education, purpose only, and everything. I say my opinion.
Oh, he's at the mall. It sounds like he's at the mall here. Sounds like he's at the mall. Nobody wants their positions or stocks or shares. They don't need them. That's the most ridiculous notion. They need your shares. That's the narrative. Oops. Wait, what is SMC? SMC. Oh, okay. SMC. This was, I accidentally went here by mistake, but yeah, like 15 million shares traded. Okay. All right, Don.
Anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, and YouTube algorithm stuff. See the videos, I put them out, see what I'm thinking, see how I'm analyzing that data. Listen, everyone knows we got the earnings report coming out November 8th after the market closes. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter what the earning report says. The earning report could say that Hybrid Mine found $20 billion in gold. It could say that the AMC popcorn sold 100 billion pounds.
Are they even selling it? Do they even have it? Is it even available? I don't know. We haven't heard about it recently.
Popcorn. It could say that we're aligning with Disney or Amazon. It doesn't matter. And this is just my opinion. I'm telling you, buy, hold, or sell. The thing is, these hedges, these bad actors, and their co-conspirators, they control AMC stock through all the criminal activities in the dog pool, the fair to the livers. And no matter how good the earnings report is, I don't think that's going to affect the price of AMC. What I believe is going to affect the price for AMC, what's going to push us to MOASS, is when they run out of money. And every day they are losing liquidity, they're losing their collaterals, and we are about to MOASS. So I believe we're going to have a great earnings report, and based on some other information that I read, I believe there might be a collaboration with another big entity. It could be Disney, it could be Amazon. I believe that is possible, and I believe that might come out in the earnings report. But
oh yeah, right. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be Amazon, because they need help, and clearly AMC is the one to help them. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
To break the law.
Sorry, Chris.
In market manipulation involved in criminal activity, and the SEC says nothing. The DTCC says nothing. The CFTC says nothing. FINRA says nothing.
Why would the CFTC say anything? You're not trading barrels of fucking oil.
No matter how great our earnings report is, I don't believe it's going to really affect the price of AMC the way that we would like it to. The bottom line is this. Look at all the other earnings reports.
Yeah.
Look at how we've had positive earnings.
1 billion shares total. A few thousand shares. I mean, and what's the short interest? The short interest is, let's see. Let's go to the Ortex guy here. We had futures opening in 20 minutes. FYI, let's see. Fees for shorting has never been so high. Right. We're going to have to go through some of this crap later. Where the fuck is it? Where in the hell? Boy, there's so much crap on. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Uh, 101 million shares. 101 million shares. So, yeah, like 1/10. I mean, obviously it's 1/5 of the AMC, but I mean in total. What about 8? 39 million. 39 million. So seems like they don't care about that one. AMC, of course, still has 100% utilization. Cost to borrow 18.86%. Yearly of of 651. So Not much, in other words. Okay.
Earnings report, and then the next day our price goes down. Then you have sweep of AMC. The wiki says nothing. FINRA says nothing. No matter how great our earnings report is, I don't believe it's going to really affect the price of AMC the way that we would like it to. The bottom line is this. Look at all the other earnings reports. Look at how we've had positive earnings report, and then the next day our price
Plenty of
goes
sellers
down.
around 10.
Then you have Cinemark, the
Absolutely,
Regal,
at this point.
They file bankruptcy and their stock goes up. So as far as I'm concerned, we are not going to really see our attendees till they run out of money. And I see that happening very, very, very soon. Anyway,
oh, yeah, okay, of course.
YouTube algorithm, and tell me what you think about the earnings report coming out on November
8th. Let's see. Until we march in front of Congress and DOJ with banners and drums, they won't do anything about it. Sad thing, everyone on YouTube pretend they are for the movement, but they don't want to do anything except keep making videos. Apple had bad earnings and it went up. They did do a lot of share buybacks, that's true. AMC could have a cure for cancer and the price would still go down. Price that we see is just for retail, so we can sell. The shorts haven't covered. The law is on their side and they know it. Will this admin bail out lenders and brokers under the condition through don't margin call? Don't know. Then why is the CEO not doing anything? I don't think earnings will be great. Okay. Let's see here. Now we move into the Lou phase. Lou. All right, we'll move into the Lou phase. Oh shit. Oh damn, look at that. Content unavailable. What about this one? We get this one. All right. Now, this is a few days old, but I haven't watched it. Yeah, he is too old to talk about tendies. I mean, what the hell does he talking about tendies? Maybe
What's
his
going on, my silly
grandkids.
little GTI motherfuckers? GTI motherfuckers. All right, listen. So I got a challenge that was thrown on me, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of like
What? Show your positions.
My belief on GTI, how it will run. So this is what I'm willing to put up. This beard here, and you know my OCD ass at a certain point, I have to shave. Well, I decided I'm not shaving this motherfucker until GTI breaks 100. So
that was on the 13th.
That is the squeeze, because if it went from 60, 70 cents to 7, 8 / back down to 5, if that shit goes up to breaking the 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, I'll even hold it to 100 plus. So that's it. That's my bet. That's how I know this motherfucker is going to run.
All right.
soon.
Fair enough.
So that's it.
So that's it. What do we got now? Now we got my message to CEOs. Okay.
What's going on, my
Longer.
community of CEOs? Okay, I'm putting this message out there to CEOs that are in the OTC market right now and feel that you've been heavily naked shorted. Let's say you're a good company, got a good product, got a good staff, and at the end of the day, you feel for some nefarious reason you've had some nefarious individuals or entities turn around and put you in a bad spot, put your company in a bad spot, and naked shorted you down to the ground. So if you have this in your mind, we're doing something amazing with GTI. So you can reach out to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lou versus Wall Street at
Reach out to me and we'll do a pump and dump on your stock.
versus Wall Street at gmail.com. If you act now, We will step in and help your company.
Yes.
We might
See?
even
Oh
find
my
some
God.
financing
Wow.
for you in order to correct your company and also introduce you to
These people
millions
are
of retail
so
investors
fucking lost.
and
Oh
help
my
your
God.
company reach new
They
highs.
think GTII is going to rip. They think they're going to save the company. I mean, what in the fucking hell? They think they are going to save. They think, oh my God. Oh my God.
All while destroying the naked shorts. One more time. Lou versus Wall Street at
And I'll go ahead and say it's not going to fucking
and for
work.
you CEOs that are so like slow, let you call now within the first 5 minutes.
Let's take a
Look,
look at it.
motherfuckers, this is a lifeline. This
A
is
lifeline. Volume. Volume, aside from this initial pump here, volume is on all the red days. I mean, like especially here. I mean, and even here, increasing. So we'll see. Didn't close at the lows of the day on Friday. I guess that's something, but momentum is seemingly declining. Okay. CEOs collaborating with a known scammer. Well, when the CEO of the company like GTII is questionable, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Speaking of financial
Hey, what's up? This is
terrorists,
Frank. Let me say I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I
turn that
say in this
TV
video
off.
is my opinion, may not necessarily be factual. Don't let what I say in this video be the determining factor as to whether you should buy, sell, or hold a stock. I'm just an entertainer on YouTube talking about stocks, and that's it. Look, AMC is a short squeeze play that has the potential to bring us as
Yeah.
investors
We've heard all
a
this.
whole lot of money, life-changing money. But we got to fight for it. They ain't just going to give it to us. You see what I'm saying?
You
And
gotta
we
fight for
fight
your
for it
right to
by
MOASS.
buying and holding, exposing the shorts, bring awareness, man, to what they doing, being patient and not panic selling. That's how we fight the 1%ers in our short squeeze play. But see, we got shields in our community that don't want to see us get paid.
Chills.
Also, like I was saying yesterday, they want us to think that holding a stock is a problem. Those that hold a stock in the stock market and they know how to protect their money, those are the individuals that most of the time build wealth. Those that go from play to play, like I said yesterday,
Play
and
to
they gamble,
play.
those are the type of individuals that lose money, most of them. See, the 1%ers, man, in the stock market, they know it's a group of individuals out there
Jesus.
that put money into the stock market. They got their get rich mentality. They want instant gratification and they don't want to be patient. So the market makers, the hedge funds, they exploit that. The 1%ers exploit people that put money in the stock market with that type of mindset. And they even hedge funds and 1%ers, they did that to us in our short squeeze play. But here's what happened. We end up being long-term investors in AMC. And we refuse to get out the play. So as a result of that, we trapped them. Now they owe us trillions of dollars, man, because we trapped them. You see what I'm saying? And here's the thing, man. When I
Oh,
was
we
watching
see what you're
George
saying.
Donahue
Yeah.
video, he said something, man, that I agree with. When you investing in a stock long term,
Bad back, what you doing? Jump in the voice chat.
It's difficult for short
Or
sellers
anybody.
and hedge funds to get wealthy, to make the kind of money that they've been making with retail. So, man, they had to come up with a way, in his opinion and my opinion. I agree with him. They had to come up with a way in order to get wealthy faster. And they needed somebody to help them get wealthy faster. So what they did, man, they created illegal naked shorting. And along with that, you bring in retail investors. And you use illegal naked shorting and you pimp retail investors. And that's how you get wealthy faster. You get rich.
That's how you do it. What's up, bad back? Can we hear you? I don't have to get this audio. Doing something here. Let's see. Box output. And let's try that. We don't need that. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh. Maybe like that. Maybe like that. You there? Ooh. Keep talking. Keep talking. Shit.
1, 2. Why is it not?
Go ahead.
Why is it not pulling up? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. There we go.
And I
why I
believe
couldn't get it to work.
You're coming through on what you call it too. YouTube. Should
yeah,
be.
I muted the YouTube.
Okay, good, good, good. What's up?
Yeah.
This is
same shit. Listen to this dumb shit.
This is wild. I mean, I don't know. It always is, but it just
I don't understand how he can. I just don't understand how they don't ask questions, and like they've been told by the same people the same for over a year, and every catalyst prediction theory has been wrong. They don't question the people that have been telling them the wrong shit. Somehow they still look to the people that feed them the, you know what I mean? It's retarded. I don't understand it.
Makes no sense.
It's like if I tell you something and keep telling you something and every time it's wrong, you know what I mean? The information you're getting from me.
I would, yeah. I mean, ideally you'd question it no matter what. Like, okay, you're saying that. All right, well, that's cool. But let me, let me check into it. And I don't know if I believe it or not. But they not only automatically believe it, they do no research whatsoever. I mean, it's
they
crazy.
blindly follow it.
Right.
Like they'll defend a position of somebody's theory. They'll defend it tooth and nail without even researching it or fact checking it one time. It's like as long as it comes from their little group and it fits their narrative, positively, they're about it 100%. It's like they don't care about anything else. They don't care.
Oh yeah.
In their mind, it's automatically right if it works, if it's in their favor.
Yep. And just like that, what we saw last week with that SEC, where the fuck is it? SEC proposal on the Tom Fazzulo put out, saying that, oh, there certain stocks trade for different prices in dark pools. And he totally misread that they were trying to get comments about what they're already doing It's not a proposal, but then everybody ran with that. Everybody ran with that. I mean, I don't know if Tony did, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
It's like they skim the information.
Yeah,
and don't
they do.
thoroughly read it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing that it's gone on this long.
Right. Yep. And I don't see any signs of it slowing down or stopping. I mean, do you?
No,
Like,
I really don't. I mean, the people that are still in it right now are down so much that it's not worth it for them to sell at an 80+% loss
right.
in their mind. So they're just gonna ride it out and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I think that's just gonna prolong until AMC goes bankrupt. These core people that own the shit right now aren't gonna get rid of it. They're just gonna keep holding it and losing value.
Right. Until it is like literally worthless.
Yeah, and then it'll come up with another conspiracy of why it happened, and the man,
or
crooked scheme to hold him back and all this bullshit.
Right. Or like, either they didn't actually go bankrupt, or Adam Aron filed the bankruptcy in a way that allows them to flip out of it, or or something. There'll be something. They won't just accept it as
No.
for what it is. There'll be some spin on it, like, yeah, Adam Aron filed this special type of bankruptcy because he knew that blah 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 blah, whatever. So
Yeah,
we'll
it'll
see.
be just hold your emails showing that you had actual ownership of the shares, and it'll be a lawsuit coming. They did the same thing with this diamond company. I forget the ticker was. It's like CMKC or CM something. And
Okay.
it's a diamond company, and their shareholders were crying that they were being naked shorted, and the company was all this type of shit. And it went to court, and they lost. And there's still to this day Reddit shit where they're still, with the theories that we're going to be multimillionaires, and
Of course.
it's just, and they're
So,
trapped in it mentally, man.
yep. All right. So switching gears here, we got the futures open, and
Oh, hell yeah.
we got everything gapping down, which, I mean, stocks gapping down, which that's not a surprise. The S&P opened at it opened at like, I don't know, 39.11. So it closed at 39.23, and it's continuing south. Meanwhile, crude oil and natural gas gapped up, and gasoline. Bonds, the 10-year, the 10-year notes, 10-year Treasury notes. This is the actual note price, not the yield, but so the note price is gapped down almost. It's almost down by $1. So those yields will be up, and then the Dixie, the DXY, the dollar index gapped up from 110.66. Now it's at 110.84. So are we seeing the rug pull on the bull trap?
Be
Or
honest with you, I wouldn't surprise me if it continues to go down, and then tomorrow in pre, it closes back up and ends up opening up. I really think it's not gonna rug pull until
Wednesday?
What is it? The second, yeah, the Wednesday that the data gets released, the Fed shit.
Right. Yeah.
There's no way, because the Fed does not want the market to go up. They just
That's what
don't.
they say. Yeah,
And
that's what they say.
if they come out and soften at all their
Oh
position
yeah.
of December or anything else, the market's going to rip. And
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see them doing that and then undoing the last 6 to 8 months of shit that they have accomplished, especially since inflation still hasn't like gone down, or I don't even think has peaked
Right.
really yet.
Probably not.
So I think this
yeah.
is setting up for a monster rug pull late Wednesday. Because what is it, two or 2:30? I think at 2 o'clock is the release of the information, and 2:30 is the press conference.
Yeah, I was going to the calendar here. Let's see here. Yeah, I think you're right. We'll see here. Wednesday Fed interest rate decision is at 2 p.m. and the conference is at 2:30.
Yeah, so I think it's setting up for a afternoon rug pull there. I just can't see it, and I could be wrong, but I just can't see. It would just defeat the purpose. You know what I mean? Like, what is it if we get it? Say they do slow down, it's gonna shoot the market up. So we're gonna be in the 420s again,
Back. You're right. Mm-hmm.
rising. You know what I mean? So I just.
But that's not going to
We're gonna
do
be
shit for
approaching
inflation.
all-time highs again.
That's not going to do shit for inflation. Right. So they're saying on here on trading economics, they're saying it's going to be 75, which I believe is what I haven't looked at the Fed fund futures recently, but I looked at it, I think Friday, and it was, I think 85% to a 75 basis point. So it's going to be 75 this time. I mean, I don't think there's much
Yeah, this
question about
time
that.
I don't think it. Yeah, but they're trying to say that
Right.
December's they could soften and say, be a 50 basis point instead of another 75, or they
Mm-hmm.
could say after December's we're going to reevaluate going into the new year. So that could signal, you know what I mean, a slowing into next year. I just can't see them. I mean, they do dumb shit. You know what I mean? I mean, they got us in this situation, so.
It's true. Yeah. So they got 80% probability of a 75% or 75 basis point. So that would take us to 375 to 400, or 3.375 to 4%. And then December, so we'd be at 375 to 4. This is where we would be. So this would be 25, 50, 75. So the highest probability is for 50 at 46.9%. And that for December. So that's the highest. But I mean, that's probably because, let's look. 1 month ago on September 30th, or even 1 week ago, but look at 1 month ago, September 30th, it was 53% probability of a 75 in December.
Yeah.
And because of what happened, because of this dumbass bear market rally that, always gets everybody excited talking about, oh, are they going to pivot? Why would they pivot when, I mean, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I mean, it's completely the opposite of what would need to happen. Where the fuck is it here? Yeah, United States. So we're still looking at, I mean, this is let's see, this is the what is this? Well, let's go to the CPI, the actual CPI. I mean, okay, here's like June. I mean, we don't really ever talk about the actual CPI. I mean, we tend to talk about the rate that it goes up or down, right? So let's see, inflation rate 8.2. 8.2. I mean, so the peak was 9.1 in June, I guess, so far. But if you look at it, it says in here, the energy index increased 19.8%, below 23.8% in August due to gasoline. So gas prices are down, fuel oil, and electricity. A small slowdown was also seen in the cost of food, 11.2% versus 11.4%, which was the highest since 1979. I mean, that's negligible. That is not any materially amount lower. And used cars and trucks, 7.2 versus 7.8%. On the other hand, prices for shelter increased faster. And okay, I am on it. Okay. Prices for shelter increased faster, 6.6% versus 6.2. Meanwhile, the core rate, which excludes volatile food and energy, rose to 6.6%, the highest since August of 1982, and above market expectations of 6.5%, in a sign inflationary pressures remain elevated. So that was the
And that's what the
last
Fed said
report.
they're looking at is core, right?
Yeah, and we can go to core. Here's core. Here. 6.6, and previously it was 6.3. So, yeah, I just don't see rent inflation. Look at rent inflation. I mean, it's steadily going up still.
Remember, they said they didn't just want to see it peak; they wanted to see it reducing month
right.
over
From
month.
what I understand,
after
they need to see 3 months of declining inflation data in order to, change the course of what they're doing. Because that 1 month of it going down, we've seen that, and then it went back up. So 1 month isn't enough. That's not a trend. 2 months, it's going the right direction. But to be sure, you need 3 months of solid declines in this data. And until that happens, I mean, the thing is, here's if people who want the Fed to pivot now, it's only going to make things worse later because it's not going to do any. That's going to make everything run away even more. You're going to really go into some serious austerity measures because at that point you are solidly in a stagflation. You have inflation running wild, and then you have basically a recession on top of that, where you can make inflation come down and make, cool off the demand in the economy. That's better than having runaway inflation and then a recession happen at the same time as inflation's going up or staying the same. So it just doesn't make any sense. And the way that these tightening cycles always work is that, when do they pivot? They pivot when, the data is indicating that, the inflation is abating. And they usually go too far in one direction or the other. That's just the way it is because they use why? Because they use lagging indicators. They use
lagging.
all these indicators. We just got the data for September, and it's the end of October now. So everything's at least a month out of date. But what else can you use? So
look at England. I mean, or the UK over there. They tried to lighten up, damn near fuck their whole thing up. Had to come out, cancel it.
Oh yeah, what a disaster. Yeah, it was a complete shit show. Yeah. So yeah. Yep. Let's go back over to the charts here. Okay, so the VIX futures up this I mean, I can't believe the VIX. Well, I mean, whatever, but
I was listening to something about the VIX, and VIX gives you the volatility for the next 30 days in the future, right?
That's right.
And
Yeah,
they were
well,
saying
the
how
actual VIX, the actual VIX index itself, and then you have futures on that. But we're just talking about the VIX itself. Yes. It's
Yeah,
based
and
on.
they were saying that
Mm-hmm.
since the Fed stuff has been now, you know, for such a it isn't something new. So they were saying how the VIX,
Oh yeah.
that stuff could be priced in because it's been around so long that it's not new. So the VIX
Right.
is, has already took that into consideration, and that could be why the VIX is
Mm-hmm.
receding now into the 20s and hasn't exploded.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've heard it likened to like if you were watching a scary movie, like a horror movie. First time you see it, you might be frightened. It might scare you because you don't know what's happening. But if you watch it again, is it not gonna scare you the same way? And so the VIX is like
Right?
that
Yeah.
because the first time you see these numbers, the first time it gets down to these levels, it's pandemonium. The second time, you've already experienced it. It's nothing new, and you kind of expected it to happen. And
Get a
that's the
shock
way
absorber.
I've seen it. Right, exactly. That's the way I've seen it explained, and it makes sense. But I don't know if that means that it's not necessarily the best. I mean, I don't know what the implications of that necessarily are. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, here you go. Like, so I've got this. The candles are the VIX, and the purple line is the S&P 500. So, or the SPY. So, let's see here. Let me get like we'll just do like I guess 2 years or something. Yeah. So here's 2022 is right here. So when we had our June bottom here at what? Um, that was around 387 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
June one
guess.
was in the 380s.
Right. Okay. 387. The VIX was around peaked out at like 35 or so. And actually it was lower before that hit the 38 level. It was, like when it actually hit the low um of oh, I guess it was 3600. Sorry, it was 3600. It was like 36 20 or so. The SPY got down to, it looks like
Let me check.
3621 or 362. Sorry, 362 according to this, and on the 17th of June. So the VIX was peaked out at like 33 then. Um, we hit the
Yeah, 361 and some change.
yeah, okay.
361 and some change.
So the VIX was like 33. Then when you hit the lows here, the October lows, we'll call it.
348, 347, something like that.
Yeah. Wait, did it go that low? I'm seeing 350, 356. 356. I know 357 was a key level, and it basically hit that and bounced off of it.
349 and some change on October 13th.
Oh, okay. It's because I'm looking at it daily, and I don't have what's this here? Yeah, right. It happened in pre-market. That's why I was looking at a daily chart. So yeah, 348 and change there. So
Yeah,
yeah, and
348.11.
again, you hit the peaks of the VIX before that actually happened. So you hit the peak of the VIX was around like 34 and a half, and that happened, about a week or so before the SPY hit that low
So
of
the VIX
$348.
front runs it.
Maybe. Yeah. Now the VIX did go back up, but it didn't go back up quite as high. Um, and as far as where the VIX is now, um, the SPY appears to, well, it just depends, I guess, on what's happening, but because it's not a static, like the VIX is at 25 right now. The VIX has been at 25 before, back in
Mhm.
July, and the S&P was at like 375. And the S&P is at, 379, 380 now. So it doesn't necessarily correlate, the same way each time, but
Gotcha.
it's, um, I mean, it seems to be something similar to what we had here, like in, I don't know, what is this? This is May, middle of May. So you had the VIX, going down pretty sharp, kind of almost straight down. And then what happened? You had it rallied back up, so what I don't have any indicators on here at all, like MACD or anything or RSI. But I mean, these are solid moves down, solid move up in the market. Um,
Mhm.
it just, I mean, think about where we were. We had just pushed to new lows. So of course you're going to get short covering. Of course you're going to get profit taking. We saw that same thing happen back in June. You know,
Yep.
it went sideways a little bit, sideways-ish and up, and then it shot up and then it shot back down, like almost symmetrically. And so and then we pushed to new lows. Of course we're going to get short covering rally. Does it change anything fundamentally? No, nothing, none of the data has changed. So I think it's it's kind of funny they rallied it before the week before Fed. I mean, it's a perfect setup. And
Right. Yeah. So
and
how
if
the
you have
news story came out
right.
right as the blackout happened.
Oh yeah, that Wall Street Journal article, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Yeah. So, um, also what was I going to say? A lot of, people talk about things being priced into the market. Um, I don't, is 75 basis points priced in? Or where does it stand? I don't know. But I mean, I think that you've got a less bullish sentiment now or less bearish sentiment now. They give it enough time for people to kind of get shifted in their heads that okay, yeah, we're going back up. That was the bottom before they push it back down, before it gets, goes lower. And I think that's exactly where we are. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be Wednesday. Maybe they'll rally it on Wednesday and then crash it on Thursday, or rug pull it on Thursday. Who
Yeah,
knows?
because I think Thursday isn't the jolt number come out
Oh yeah, I
towards the
think
end of the week?
so. I believe so. Let's go back over there. Uh, so let's see, calendar. So tomorrow you have the PMI, you have a PMI number coming out and a manufacturing index number coming out. Both of those are forecasted to be lower, which if I can keep this straight in my head, lower is better, I think. Now,
Yeah.
lower is better because they want to cool demand. So higher is worse because that
Right.
signals it's not going down. Tuesday, we have ISM, Industrial Scientific Manufacturing, S&P Global PMI, JOLTS, job openings and quits, manufacturing orders, prices, employment, and logistics managers index. Wednesday, of course, we have the Fed and all the mortgage data, which has been shit recently. ADP employment change numbers, so you get the ADP data for payrolls. Thursday, initial jobless claims data, so unemployment. Some more PMI data, some more factory order data and stuff. And Friday, you get non-farm payrolls. That's the big one. Unemployment, average hourly earnings, all those average hours. This is all for October. Um, so yeah, it's a big week in terms of economic data, plus the Fed. Going to be fun.
Yeah, so we got the Fed in the middle of the week, and then all
Right.
that comes towards the end. And I'm
That's
wondering,
right.
week after, is there anything on the week after?
Let's see.
So it would be let's see.
November 7th, right?
Yeah, the 7th through the 11th.
Yeah, so let's see, Monday, nothing. Tuesday, economic optimism, business optimism index. Those numbers have been pretty much flat recently. Mortgage data, crude oil and gas data. Then you've got, yeah, inflation year over year, CPI. That's on the following Thursday. So a week from this coming Thursday, you've got CPI, inflation, core inflation coming out. And here it says they're forecasting the inflation rate year over year to be 8.1 versus 8.2, so very, very minimal decline. They're expecting the core inflation rate year over year October to go higher from 6.6 to 6.7. Month over month, they're expecting it to go higher, 0.5 or 0.6% from 0.4. The core inflation month over month, they're expecting to be 0.7, which is higher than last month's 0.6. And CPI overall, they're expecting to be higher. So, and I mean, this is the forecast, on here. So I don't know how inflation year over year could go down 1.1% and everything else could literally go up, but
Yeah.
it's the magic of numbers, I guess. But yeah, and then we
So the
have
next 2
Michigan.
weeks could be
Then Friday we have the
the
Michigan.
midterms on Friday.
Yeah, Michigan. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So the consumer sentiment.
Yep. Michigan consumer sentiment, 5-year inflation expectations, and all that, the conditions, current conditions, etc. So that's it's a pretty important one too. Hi, Lynn. Lynn's here, in the chat. So yeah, the next couple weeks, next week, following week, we get inflation. We'll see. I mean, it's just a matter of when at this point. This rug pull, as far as I'm concerned, you know, I mean, I
Yeah,
already
I
been
don't see
burnt
it.
on these fucking things before, so
Yeah,
I don't see it either.
like I said, they were saying this October has been, was it? I think one of the best months since like the early '80s or some shit.
Oh yeah, right.
15% or
In the
something.
in the Dow, right?
Yeah.
So here's the Dow. Hit a low of 28,635 on October 3rd and is now sitting at 30. I mean, it basically hit 33,000. So that is 15, just over 15%. Just over 15% in October. Yeah, crazy. And then yeah, I mean, and
Gotta be
like,
setting up for a pullback.
yeah, right.
When
I
you
mean,
see it pop that much like that, it to me, like I've been saying for a while now, like a broken record, this is derivatives based. Like this is short covering, repositioning. You can almost see it, like the steep climb up, the shoot up, and then the pull out. You know what I mean? It's like it's not people buying, getting back into the market. I don't think. I
right.
think it's just derivative based, man.
It makes sense.
And notice
Yeah,
that's why we haven't hit, like we've still stayed around that same low. I mean, even though we did go lower, it
pushed a
wasn't
little
like,
bit lower. Right.
yeah, still in the same area. You know what I mean? So they haven't, to me, they haven't shaken out any more than they had before. The fluff
Right.
is just a derivative.
Right. And if you look at the
So that's why
Dow,
I think it's still got to
where
come down.
right, where the Dow is now, shit. Where the Dow is now is still it's still 82% higher than the COVID low. And let's change this to the COVID shit. Change it to the COVID pre-COVID peak, roughly. It's still 11% higher than the pre-COVID levels. I mean, we were basically at those levels. I mean, it went a little bit lower even here. At this lowest low, the low, the September October lows. So,
Yeah.
and then just shot up from there. But I mean, this level in February of 2020. I mean, it's nobody's. Who's to say that it can't go below that? You know?
But if you remember before that, we were on the verge of having an economic pullback before the
Right.
pandemic did all that crazy shit, and then they, it sunk, and then they had to throw that money into the economy to, rocket it back up. So even
Right.
before the pandemic, we were already on a collision course with having an economic slowdown. They were saying.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I think
Exactly.
it's got to at least, I would think, go below, which it already has dipped, but right now, with it, like you said, it's only 11% difference from the pre-COVID high. So
Right.
I think it's still got a ways to come down.
Let's see. Let's
And
take a look at the
they
net.
don't know either, because you got some analysts on
Mm-hmm.
TV saying 4,400 at the end, S&P at the end of the year, and then you got some that are saying 3,200.
3,200. Right. Yeah. So the NASDAQ is 18% higher than the pre-COVID levels still. So
Wow.
that's, elevated. And in terms of the levels, we didn't even hit pre-COVID levels yet. Even the lowest lows in October here didn't get it down there. And then let's look at the S&P real quick. But I mean, the biggest thing, like these Apple earnings and the Apple rally that happened on Friday.
Yeah.
Like I think Manny said that Apple is the rich person's meme stock.
Yeah.
So the S&P futures are currently 15% higher than the pre-COVID levels, and again, um, the latest bottom didn't hit that level, did not hit that pre-COVID level. So the Dow did, but that's it. So that's interesting. But I mean, you're talking about, I mean, let's go back to the Dow. So yeah, there it is right there. But also, let's see, also the Dow rallying from the from pre-COVID levels to the peak in beginning of the year was about 24%. I'm pretty sure that the NASDAQ was higher than that. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's see, from pre-COVID to the peak was 71%. 71% on the NASDAQ. Yeah, and on the S&P it was yeah, I mean it's absurd. See here.
We've got a weaker Amazon, a weaker Tesla.
42%. So it was like 25%, I think, on the Dow, 70-something% on the NASDAQ, and 40% on the S&P. So, I mean, so the Dow was not as exuberant as, it wasn't as irrationally exuberant as the other,
Right.
because you're talking about like the mega caps and, not a lot of like speculative, stuff. But yeah, let's go into here. I'll just go over to TradingView for that, so we can go into some single stocks here. Look at them real quick, because you mentioned Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon, Tesla.
Let's see, let's go here.
And then you got
Right.
Apple. That's basically the market is Apple. So
Yeah.
Apple tanks.
And it on the most recent lows in October, they were higher than the June bottom was in
Yeah, I see
Apple.
that higher low
In
right there.
Apple, yeah. So this is a weekly chart. So, but we can get into the earnings too. I mean, we probably need to look at the actual earnings, but not on here. But um, I mean, in terms of where is it? Where is it? Gross profit, or no, I'm looking for margin. I can't ever find it on here. Can't ever find it on here. Well, anyway, like it wasn't really that great. Like certainly it
I think
wasn't
you
as
just
it wasn't.
scroll down. You're looking for margin,
Oh,
right? Scroll down.
yeah, like operating margin, gross margin,
Yeah, I think you just had it if you just scrolled down.
net margin
I
oh,
think
gross margin, operating margin. Okay, so we're on quarterly. Okay, so it held about but I mean it's lower. So operating margin is basically, out of every dollar that they receive, how much of that do they keep,
yeah.
essentially. Whereas gross margin takes into account the costs of production, depreciation, all that shit. So, let's see, where is it here? And where is do you know where oh, right here, I guess, price to sales ratio, price to earnings ratio. Q4. Wait, where are we at? Where are we at right now? We're in Q4, right?
Yeah, we're in Q4 as of right now.
Or are they one quarter ahead or behind? Like, was their shit? You know what I mean? Like,
The report that we got, are you talking about
yeah,
the last report?
yeah.
That was
Was that
Q3, I
Q3?
think, right?
I
Because we're in
think.
Q4 now, so that would have
I
been
don't know.
Q3.
Yeah, how they have Q4 data on here. Sometimes they are
That might be estimate since they gave the
might be
guidance and
estimate,
shit.
or it might be they might be off. They might have a different fiscal year. But
Oh, I
anyway,
got you.
yeah, like price to earnings ratio here, like let's just say in 2019, before the pandemic, it was 18 and a half roughly. Now it's 24 and a half, so like six handles higher. Go to the income statement. 2019, I mean, yeah, they took in more money. Yeah, they made more profit. Um,
But
let's
it
see.
costs more for them to operate.
Earnings per share, you're looking at like $3 versus $6 now. I mean, it's essentially doubled. They have fewer shares now, so they bought shares back. And that's another thing that they've done. That's another reason we saw that rally, is because they did buybacks. They bought back their own shares. So we can see the number of shares reducing. Let's look at it on quarterly. I mean, they did some. Over the course of 2021 and 2, about 1 billion shares, looks like, bought back, because they have 16 billion outstanding. So, and now, but what you don't have on here is like the breakdown of the different sectors, like, iPhone,
Oh yeah.
services like App Store. You don't have any of their projections, any of that stuff.
You know what website I use? It's called. I
Stock.
think it's called Earning
Oh, what?
Whisper.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And it gives you a pretty thorough breakdown, I think, of the financials. I think
And
that's the
I
one.
just use one called stockanalysis.com too. This one is pretty decent usually. So yeah, this is not bad. And then earnings whispers. Yeah, that's it. Now I was wondering I was wondering how the oil companies did on Friday. I didn't look yet, but ExxonMobil and Chevron.
They crushed, I think.
I'm sure they did. Yeah, revenue growth of 82%.
That's sick.
Gross profit, gross profit. Well, wait a minute. Is this right? Let me go to Exxon. Okay. Yeah, ExxonMobil revenue growth 14%, up from 7% previous quarter. Gross profit 56 billion. I mean, net income growth is down, so their expenses, but gross margin's pretty much the same. I mean, profit margin is higher. So yeah, they crushed it, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see here. What about Tesla? So we don't have. This just says 12/31/2021. I don't know why we don't have that. Oh, because I'm on the wrong thing. So Twitter's not trading anymore, is it? It's done.
Now he's supposed to take it private. Yeah.
So I was looking at it Friday. Yeah, so the last price that it traded at was 53.70. That was on Monday, last Monday. Oh, well, it was a weekly chart, so that was
I
on
think it's this
Thursday.
Friday. He's taking it.
Well, if you look
Is
on
it
here,
still trading this week?
it stopped on Thursday. Like on
Oh, okay. Then
TradingView,
it was
there's no data.
last Friday.
There's no data beyond Thursday at, post market. It didn't trade Friday.
Yeah, okay. Then it was last Friday. I was thinking it was either
Yeah.
last Friday or this Friday coming up.
Here's Tesla. And again, like it can be a little
And he has
misleading.
said he's not wind
Mm-hmm.
Twitter into Tesla. He said he's going to keep it separate. I mean, that's what he said. But
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with the news, but I did see that there was like people were trying to push the limits on the what you call it, like censorship and whatnot.
yeah.
Like with the hate speech and stuff like that.
You still get a like if even though like Trump's back on there,
Mm-hmm.
if like you go to his Twitter handle, it gives you a warning.
Oh,
It says,
really?
yeah,
Hmm.
no one is being kicked off for any type of shit until we get an advisory board together
Well,
to review
it's
certain
showing
things.
real
So just
Donald
set
Trump
your own.
showing real Donald Trump's account suspended
It's a
still on.
different one. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think it's a different handle. I don't think he's using the real Donald Trump anymore. I think it's a different one.
Is it actually him?
I believe. Yeah, as far as I know.
That says
When you
parody.
click on it, it gives you like a warning.
Trump War Room.
No, where the fuck?
I'll have to look for it. These are. Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of parodies. Yeah, Donald J. Trump. We do a little trolling. This is a parody. How do they have a check mark then? What the fuck? It says it right here. That's a parody, and they have a check mark. Maybe it's a fake check mark. Could be.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
it's a fake one.
sometimes they put fake shit there, right? So anyway, let's see. Okay, let me go back here.
Where was it?
All right. Oops. Okay, so main thing is a gap down, and
He
from
hasn't been
that point.
reinstated yet.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to the video here. We were on this video. I mean, there's really no point in watching the rest of this though. No point. Let's see. I mean, what about that GME backwards shit?
Oh, that
EMG
where they were saying
construction,
that's where they were
whatever.
hiding the
Yeah, I
shares
mean,
or whatever.
God, it's exactly what you were saying, that they, if somebody says it and they
Yeah, they
just
just
accept
parrot
it,
the
they don't
shit
look
that
into
they
it,
hear from their yeah.
right?
They automatically accept it if it's favorable and coming from their group. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
no type of fact checking and they all just run with it. And it's like a game of telephone. They each add their little spin. So anytime someone new speaks about it, it's got a little extra on it.
Right. Yeah.
It's the weirdest shit in the world, man. And the original people, you can tell they haven't looked into it. They just must have skimmed the
Mm-hmm.
material and caught like that and then just ran with it without actually reading into it. Because all you have to do, like you did, just read into it
Just
a little
Google it.
bit. You can debunk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Google it, do a little bit of, digging and find out what these things are. Like I said, I always say it debunks itself. It really
Yeah.
does. I mean, if you actually do any type of just basic Googling. What
It's
about this
scary though
bullshit?
how quick these people can believe this shit and will fucking put
Yep.
their own financial well being on it. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It's crazy. That's why everybody is dogging the hedgies, saying it's the hedgies that are we gotta beat. I'd tell you, I
Mm-hmm.
bet you this whole thing was orchestrated by hedge funds
Oh,
because they gotta
probably.
be making a
Yeah.
killing on this shit.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Ain't no one shorting this shit, getting underwater and having to worry about billions of synthetics and shit. That's
Yeah,
the
no. I
dumbest
mean,
shit.
right. I mean, just this year,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, just this year, where is it here? Just this year, it's down
Look how many pump and
65%.
dumps.
Yeah, right.
Look how many times it pump dump, pump dump, pump dump. Every time a lower high, lower low. Pump dump, pump
Yep.
dump. Every time it profit taking,
Yeah, literally
profit taking.
lower highs every time.
Sucking
I mean,
yeah, sucking more and more money out of it each time.
right. And yeah, right. You've had, let's see, just this year alone. I mean, you could count these little ones down here, but I mean, these big ones here, like you've had two or three major pump and dumps, short
Mm-hmm.
covering rallies. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure we've looked at this before. It corresponds to the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like the overall market, yes, exactly. Like here, that was a short covering rally in the market. So was it here? Now, this was right around the beginning of the year. This was the peak of the stock market. It wasn't the peak of AMC, but I mean, it still rallied. Little one here, little one here, this big one here. Not so much this time. In this most recent rally, didn't really happen with AMC. It did the
And what
previous
happens
one
every
there
time? They
every
pump it
time.
right, and
Er,
when it pumps, every time it pumps right before it dumps, you're getting actual people selling their shit too because it's been down low for so
right.
long. If you get
Mm-hmm.
that a big jump from 9 to 30, you're gonna have people fucking let me get rid of it. Boom, 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 and then
Right.
they jump
Yep.
back in and short it, profit all the way down. You know what I mean? And it
Right.
it's masterful. You can see it. Like it's I don't understand how they haven't excuse me how they haven't caught on to it yet. I mean, it's the same thing over and over.
And you do hear sometimes you hear people saying stuff like, "Oh, you know, uh, the market's rigged and they'll always win, but we're still going to hold to zero." Like that's what I don't get. Like, okay, some of these people are like right on the edge of figuring out that they've been scammed, but
Mhm.
then they just say, "But I'm just going to hold it because
Yeah, they think
it's a
somehow
million dollars or
stubbornly.
zero." Like, what
Yeah,
pride is there? What how what reason is
with
there to do
honor in
that?
it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not doing anything. It's not a noble cause. Like,
Not thumbing your nose at anything. I mean, they think stubbornly they think it's some type of martyrdom. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
that they're being cheered for saying that and doing it in the community, you know what I mean? So they're getting admiration from their quote unquote peers, but it's
Mhm.
fucking stupid. All you have to do like
Right.
is just switch your mentality and you could be profiting off this shit for the last even just say 6 months
Mhm.
ago. you could have made back most, if not all, your losses if you'd have just switched up, realized, and just jumped on the wagon. You know what I mean? And ride it just how they rode it.
Right. I mean, and
Plenty of
now,
money to be made.
like where it's sitting now, looking at the volume profile here, the point of control is down here at like what, $8 or so, and it's actually underneath it. And the value area uh, is basically from like $1 up to $20, but it hasn't been anywhere. I mean, it's right, it's below halfway, in the value area. But everything from that 20 up to 44, I mean, that's just overhead supply that continues to get eaten away at every time it pumps. Because a lot of this shit is still held here. Anytime it gets anywhere near it, it just, there's plenty of shares for sale up there, no question. So,
It's never. I mean, you don't like to say never, but I don't ever see it getting to that $30 number again, because that was pre ape, I believe, when it bounced
yeah,
up to 30. So
because I think it was on here, this chart, it's 20, but I think it was 30, right? In March,
yeah,
at the end
it
of
was like
March.
the mid 30s, like
Yeah,
34, 35, something like that, I think.
right.
So
Yeah.
I don't see it getting in the 30s. I really don't see it getting in the 20s again. You might get a pump to the low teens, and then another dump, and it could keep doing that over the next year or plus. Like I think
Right.
Manuel was saying in the chat that uh, bankruptcy isn't probably in the immediate future, so this shit could be a very slow death for the apes. I mean, and the people doing these grifter channels and shit, they probably got at least
Mm-hmm.
another year or two possibly of milking this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
even though the community gets smaller and smaller, every month that goes by or after every pump and dump, the community, I think, gets smaller and smaller. But
Yeah.
those ones that are still in it, they're fucking nuts, man. They super
Oh,
chat
yeah,
with people. Donate.
for sure.
I mean,
So
they're
if
loyal to a fault.
we go to like that one video, that dumbass video, about the fuck, GameStop backwards, whatever, lottery stocks here. Like,
I
and
just
I
got
have
tagged.
and I have this extension that shows you the dislikes on videos. 217 likes, 0 dislikes.
That's crazy, man. That's
So,
crazy.
that goes to exactly what you're saying. People that are left are even more fanatical than ever.
Mhm.
Here's Froggy Stonks. Let's see what his ratios are. But I mean, like, 197 to 0, 0 thumbs down. And this video came out yesterday. Like,
And that guy
what?
has been
How?
a proven shill, man, with his
Right.
Zom shit.
Stock
And
J, $500 squeeze triggers, 57 up votes, 0 down votes.
it's fucking.
Um, Marine.
I think it's the same group of hardcore
What's up, guys?
individuals that are in it. You know what I mean? And like I said, every time after every pump, every dump, the community
Mm-hmm.
gets smaller and smaller, and you got that core group of nutcases that are just they're gonna ride it to zero because they think there's some honor and they're accomplishing some type of justice by doing it, which
Right. Oh, you're starting to
they
hear
just
more of
don't
that.
understand the market.
You're starting to hear that
And
come around, but again, too, it's not just about the money. We want to change, da 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 da. Da. Like, come on, get real, grow up. You know,
yeah,
I mean,
how can you
not
change something that you don't even know how it works to begin with?
oh, right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You don't know the
that's
rules to begin with. How can you change something?
right.
Well, you
Exactly.
don't
You
even know
never
the rules
learned.
you want to change.
You
Yeah.
never learned the basics enough to know what needs to be, if anything. Look, here's Keith Gill. They're bringing, like, TMI is now bringing Keith Gill back. Short squeeze level confirmed. No. Yeah, okay, he's gonna say the $30 level because that's what that Ortex or
Yeah.
S3 guy said. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna watch this video and then get the heck off here. I
If
gotta
you
make
look at
dinner.
GME,
But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Let me turn this down. I might have to adjust this.
I'm gonna log off, let you do your thing.
All right,
I'll
man.
catch
Yep.
you all tomorrow.
Thanks for dropping in. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Yep. Anytime. Anytime. All right. So let's do this last video here. Unless anybody has any other ones that need to be exposed. Let's do this.
I think there's still $1.2 billion short in the stock. If the stock goes past $30, you could see something parabolic.
Ooh.
Massive. I think investors
I was ready for it.
One, all the FOMC updates. Two, we do have a bunch of key earnings coming out. We also do have GME that's looking like a very, very, very bullish chart confirmed.
Very, very, very.
Says, hey, look, if we do see GME cross over this level here, we can see some parabolic movement. I don't know about y'all, but I like the sound of that. If you have not yet, guys, do me a quick favor because I do want people to see this video. Smash like.
Oh yeah, it's working, Manny.
Also, subscribe if you're new, so you guys do get updates on videos just like this. Feel free to hit the little bell notification below if you want to as well. And for those of you guys looking for more information on trading, education, alerts, all that good stuff, guys, feel free to check out the link in the description below. We do have sign up until the end of the month. You guys do have just a little bit of time left, and let's get into this video. Let's kick things off here. This week we do have some pretty important dates here. I have just
let's find an AMC one.
Dates here
coming.
Here it is. From Tuesday to Thursday. We have the ISM manufacturing PMI, Joel's job openings. This is some
maybe it's not working,
but the kick is really going to be.
Let's look at mine.
FOMC statement.
Let's look at my videos.
Decisions and FOMC press conference. So
they definitely have a lot of dislikes.
Keep an eye out for Wednesday afternoon. That's when the market starts getting crazy. The initial jobless claims is also going to be an interesting one to keep an eye out for, as well as the unemployment rate and the non-farm payrolls. Okay, all these are going to be coming out roughly between 8:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. during the market day. So this week is going to be a little bit wild.
I know it works.
Just the announcements and the rate hike decisions and the
my favorite debunk. I don't get that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it works or not.
We have SoFi, Uber.
I thought it did. Yeah, see?
AMD, CVS, Roku. I mean, we have a crap ton. Not to mention on Friday, we have some pretty famous ones as well. Fubo, DraftKings, Enbridge, Cinemark as well. If you guys are interested in AMC whatsoever, keep an eye out for that because that will be an interesting type of movement we'll see in the pre-market based off of the earnings report that we get from Cinemark. Now, I do want to state that one more time. If you guys are keeping an eye on AMC, okay, please keep an eye out for what happens with the Cinemark earnings because you might see a little bit of sympathy, bullish or bearish, based off of their reporting of earnings. That's typically how things go when they are running in the same sector.
Anyway,
okay, we got that part out of the way, guys. Let's take a quick look here at the meeting, at the clip that came from S3 meeting with Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, we saw that already.
Take a look at this.
But did they play the whole clip? Does he play the whole clip?
About some of the stocks that we were talking about a lot.
Maybe he actually does.
In the year. We're talking about meme stocks. Our next guest was one of the few who saw last year's short squeeze of GameStop coming before it happened. And with this company's data analytics can help investors avoid surprises from market structure and hopefully find the next big short squeeze. From where we welcome in Bob Sloan, S3 Partners.
You guys can try it out.
Partner. Bob, thanks for being here. And
that's
just
the extension.
Because the company has high short interest doesn't mean there's going to be a squeeze. But what are some of the conditions, if you will, that make a company or a sector or a collection of companies ripe for action like that?
That's a terrific question. The main ingredient to a short squeeze is not the flawed short interest that you will see published on Google. The main ingredient of a short squeeze is how much are short sellers losing and what's the upward momentum price action of the stock. As they lose more money and you see the price action go higher, that is what causes a short.
Well, damn, that's the one thing that these stocks don't seem to have.
And that's why we're one of the most popular
bullish momentum
in the world when it comes to measuring short interest, float, and financing rates.
Is there enough short activity right now or short volume or float that's in the market right now to cause anything near the type of scale that we saw at the beginning of 2021?
Please, 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 guys, buckle up and listen to this.
If you look at GME, I think there's still $1.2 billion short in the stock. If the stock goes past $30, you could see something parabolic.
How
How this guy says that and nobody has any reaction is freaking hilarious. Listen to this. Watch this. You asked the man a question. He gave you an answer for a stock that can go parabolic out of left field and nothing.
21.
If you look at GME, I think there's still $1.2 billion short in the stock.
He means $1.2 billion short as in dollars, right?
If the stock
Well, at least you got that right.
$30, you could see something parabolic.
Bob, I would say one of the conditions for the height of the meme stock rally, a lot of people were home during the COVID pandemic. If we get a recession next year, do you think that sets the condition for increased trading activity?
You know, one of the things that I mentioned on the Netflix special that was done on GameStop, a lot of people have seen that, is this idea of Kardashian economics. If you look at the arc, the Kardashians are still here. If you look at the arc of that, apply it to socially mobilized investing and think that's going to go away, I don't think so.
Okay, so for some of the other
That's a yes.
industries that are kind of further out bets and based on some
Right,
more
you could
innovative
see,
technology, there's
not
been,
you're going to see.
you know, more of the, how
But
can we say, the
I mean, how is he all of the money, you know, that people had, they're spending on fucking diapers and food and gas and rent and energy and, you know, stuff and services that are a lot more expensive. Like, whatever. Don't
arc
buy it.
trade, if you will. You know, how do you look at some of the sector-based or even the innovation-based trades right now, and considering that there's an alternative trade to even that in the short positions that have flowed in?
So there's also selling of long positions, which is, you could argue, the equivalent of a short position. And one of the things that we have as a new product is looking at market structure, and particularly on the long side. And if you look at our new product, you'll see that Meta is the second most popular holding amongst the hedge fund community. What will that do in returns over the next quarter? I think we know the answer already. So those types of stocks where you see persistency in holding over time and you see a downdraft in the marketplace, you're going to see losses. And that will affect where money moves. It affects how different
down 75%.
And one of the things that really caught our attention was when David Einhorn came out and said value investing is dead. You know, for us, that's like a prophet coming down from the mountain and throwing away the tablets. You know, it's just heresy, right? So, but what he's saying is that markets evolve. Market structure is very important, and it's not just the short side, it's the long side too, and our new products solve for that.
Bob, I want to go back to what you just said about Meta. I see Amazon is also one of the most, has the most long positions next to Meta. Spell that out for us a little bit more, what you were alluding to, that even after that sharp decline, the 25% drop in Meta on a single day basis, even after the 10% or so drop that we're seeing in Amazon today, is what you're saying, does that imply that we could see more people get caught holding the bag and more selling exacerbated going forward?
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Persistency of long positions quarter over quarter are quite high. So it is reasonable to assume that since if you look at the hedge fund cohort and see what the largest holdings are, it is very reasonable to assume that there are severe losses in portfolios today, right now, as we speak.
Why haven't there been margin calls?
Friday. All right, so that's what I got for you guys right now. We are going to potentially
Margin calls Monday.
A crazy week ahead of us, just simply based off the fact
That's what he's saying.
Talking again, we have earnings, we have some crazy data coming out, and as you guys know, we have the potential to start seeing some memes pop off again. So I'm not going to put any dates.
Oh, dear God.
I'm just going to say keep your eyes peeled for this week, and I'll give you guys constant feedback on the updates.
Can we see this thing crash tomorrow?
Those of you guys who are new here, I also do stream live on the TMI live channel every single day, 8:30 a.m. Take a look at that in the description below for those of you guys.
Shut up. Oh, GameStop has I mean, come on, right? Like, that's my prediction. All right. We have a very abbreviated outro due to copyright concerns. So, unfortunately, but so here we go. Have a good week, guys. And we'll catch you later. Don't get caught in the storm. Hedge funds have rated retail out, and they have won that fight as prices on needs go up and wants become. Really, let's wait until we have more free money, which is not going to be anytime soon, is it? Right? All right. That's all I can do. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you potentially tomorrow, potentially Tuesday. Did you see Lou's message to CEO? Yes, we saw that. He's offering a pump and dump service. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Meta is dumb. I think everybody's figuring. I mean, everybody knew that already. It seems like everybody here did, at least anyway. All right, guys. Good night and good luck. Catch you later.